Now what I'm going to show you today, because hopefully this year we will have a proper summer, not like the last 2 years. So I'm going to show you a way that you can conserve the water in your soil. There are many ways of doing this. You can go off to the stables and get a load of horse manure, which I've done before, and I think I may well have done last year. And that's great, that's a very good way of doing it. But frankly, it's just too hot to go and shovel a load of that in the car and then out again. So up the allotment, up here, we get delivered a load of leaves from the previous autumn. And they sit there in a pile, and I've been helping myself to them. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Now, I've got a whole wheelbarrow full here. Now, most of these leaves have been sitting in the corner over in a big pile for about 6 months, so they've started to biodegrade quite well. It will take several years for the whole lot to go down, but for what I'm going to use them for is absolutely brilliant. Now, the ones underneath are nice and soft and wet, and the ones on top are very dry, but it shows you how much water they are retaining. So in the heat like this, it's absolutely superb. Now first, what you need to do is before you put them on, you need to give the plants a really good soak, because the water will go right down underneath, go down into the soil, and then when you've given them a good water, you need to get your leaves and just place them. Be very careful with the small plants that you've put in. Place them all the way around. And this is a barrier. It will stop the water evaporating in the heat. So you go round every single plant. Sometimes you find a little bit of rubbish in here for some bizarre reason. I don't know why, but there you go. And do it over all of the soil, because it also helps in another way. Now, also another reason for putting the leaves on your soil, not only does it retain the moisture, but it also stops weeds coming through. It's like a blanket basically, and it stops them coming through. They do eventually come through, but it's much, much slower. And if you put leaves all over your beds, it makes it look much tidier as well. So there's several good reasons for putting leaves round your little plants. Now they don't give a huge amount of nutrients to the soil, these rotten leaves, but they do help break it up as well. So if you don't have time to do it now, do it when the bed is finished, you've taken everything out of that bed. Lay them on top over the winter, like I do with horse manure, and the worms will take it down over the winter, and then you won't have to do much digging. Well, I hope you found that useful. Next time when I see you, I'm going to be planting a butternut squash, and I'm going to give you a very good trick on how not to forget where you've planted it. So I hope to see you then. Bye bye.